The rain was coming down in sheets, mirroring the storm inside me. I stood in the doorway of our brownstone in Brooklyn, the city lights blurring through the downpour. Inside, Imogen, my wife of 15 years, was packing a suitcase. Not for a business trip, not for a girls' weekend, but to leave me. For Liam. I'm Calloway, 47 years old, and until a few weeks ago I thought I had it all. A beautiful, successful wife, a comfortable life, and a career as a freelance architect that allowed me freedom and creativity. Imogen was a high-powered lawyer, sharp, ambitious, and always impeccably dressed. We were the golden couple, the envy of our friends, or so I thought. It started subtly, a shift in Imogen's routine. Late nights at the office became more frequent. Business trips stretched longer. Her phone, always within reach, became a fortress guarded by passwords I didn't know. I tried to brush it off, attributing it to the pressures of her demanding job, but a nagging feeling persisted, a knot of unease tightening in my gut. One evening I decided to surprise her at her office. I brought takeout from her favorite Italian place, a small gesture to show her I was thinking of her. The receptionist, a young woman named Mallory, looked surprised to see me. "Imogen isn't here, Calloway," she said, her voice hesitant. "She left hours ago." "But she told me she had a late meeting," I said, confused. Mallory's eyes darted away. "I don't know anything about that. That night I couldn't sleep. Imogen arrived home late, her excuse flimsy and unconvincing. The scent of an unfamiliar cologne clung to her clothes. I tried to talk to her to express my concerns, but she brushed me off, claiming I was being paranoid. "You're suffocating me, Calloway," she said, her voice cold. "Can't you trust me? Trust." The word echoed in my head, a cruel mockery of the foundation our marriage was built on. I wanted to believe her desperately, but the evidence was mounting against her. I decided to do something I never thought I would. I checked her phone. It was a violation, I knew, but I felt I had no other choice. I waited until she was asleep, her breathing deep and even. Her phone lay on the nightstand, a sleek black rectangle holding the key to my unraveling world. With trembling fingers, I entered the password I had seen her type countless times, the date of our anniversary. It didn't work. She had changed it. I tried a few other combinations, birthdays, anniversaries, nothing. Finally, in a moment of desperation, I tried her mother's birthday. It unlocked. The messages were there. A torrent of explicit texts and intimate photos exchanged between Imogen and a number saved as L. My blood ran cold as I scrolled through the thread, each message a stab to my heart. It was Liam, a partner at her firm, a man I had met several times at social events. He was handsome, charming, and utterly repulsive. The messages spanned months, detailing secret rendezvous, stolen moments, and promises of a future together. They painted a picture of a woman I no longer recognized, a woman capable of such profound deceit. I felt like I was going to be sick. The room spun, the walls closing in on me. I stumbled to the bathroom and vomited, the contents of my stomach a physical manifestation of the betrayal churning inside me. I spent the rest of the night pacing, replaying the last few months in my head, searching for clues I had missed, for signs I had ignored. How could I have been so blind? How could she do this to me? In the morning I confronted her. I didn't yell, I didn't scream. I simply showed her the phone, the damning evidence displayed on the screen. Her face paled, her eyes widening in disbelief. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. "Who is he, Imogen?" I asked, my voice flat. "Who is Liam?" She burst into tears, collapsing onto the bed. "It just happened," she sobbed. "I didn't mean for it to go this far, it just happened," I repeated, incredulous. Months of lies, of sneaking around, of betraying me, and it just happened. She didn't answer. She couldn't. That's when she told me she was leaving. Not just for a night, not just for a week, but for good. She had already packed her bags, already made plans. She was moving in with Liam, and now here I stood, watching her pack the last of her belongings, the rain washing away the remnants of our life together. "I'm sorry, Calloway," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "I never wanted to hurt you." "But you did," I said, the words heavy with pain. "You broke me, Imogen." She didn't respond. She couldn't meet my eyes. As she walked out the door, suitcase in hand, I felt a profound sense of loss, not just for the woman I had loved, but for the life we had built together. 15 years gone, just like that. The days that followed were a blur of grief and anger. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I wandered through the empty apartment, haunted by memories of our life together. I called in sick to work, unable to focus on anything other than the gaping hole in my chest. Our friends tried to be supportive, but their words of comfort felt hollow and inadequate. "You're better off without her," they said. "She wasn't good enough for you." But it didn't matter. I didn't want to be better off. I wanted her back. I wanted our life back, but that wasn't possible. Imogen had made her choice, and I had to accept it. Slowly, painfully, I began to pick up the pieces of my shattered life. I started going to therapy, talking through my feelings with a compassionate and insightful therapist named Dr. Ileana. She helped me understand that Imogen's actions were not a reflection of my worth, but of her own insecurities and flaws. I threw myself into my work, finding solace in the creative process. I designed a new community center for a low-income neighborhood, pouring my energy into creating a space that would bring people together. It was a way of channeling my pain into something positive, of finding meaning in the midst of chaos. One evening, a few months after Imogen left, I received a call from an unknown number. I hesitated before answering it, a sense of foreboding washing over me. "Calloway," a woman's voice said on the other end. "It's Gwyneth, Liam's wife, Gwyneth." I had met her a few times, a quiet, unassuming woman who always seemed to be in Liam's shadow. I never would have imagined she was going through the same thing I was. "Gwyneth," I said, surprised. "What can I do for you?" "I know about Imogen," she said, her voice trembling. "Liam told me everything. I'm so sorry." I didn't know what to say. "I'm sorry too," I finally managed. We talked for a long time that night, sharing our stories of betrayal and heartbreak. We discovered that we had a lot in common, not just our shared pain, but also our values and our dreams. We both loved art, music, and literature. We both believed in the importance of honesty and integrity. Over the next few weeks, Gwyneth and I started spending more time together. We went to museums, concerts, and parks. We talked for hours, sharing our hopes and fears. We found comfort in each other's company, a sense of understanding that we couldn't find anywhere else. Slowly, tentatively, a connection began to form between us, a spark of something new and beautiful emerging from the ashes of our broken relationships. I found myself drawn to Gwyneth's kindness, her intelligence, and her resilience. She was a survivor just like me. One day, Gwyneth told me that she had decided to leave Liam. She couldn't stay with a man who had betrayed her so deeply. She was starting a new life on her own terms. I admired her courage, her strength. I knew how difficult it was to walk away from a life you had built, to start over from scratch. But I also knew that it was the right thing to do. As for Imogen, I haven't seen her since the day she left. I heard through mutual friends that she and Liam are still together, living in a luxury apartment downtown. I don't know if they're happy, and frankly, I don't care. I've moved on. I've found peace. I'm not sure what the future holds for Gwyneth and me. We're taking things slowly, one day at a time. But I know that I'm grateful for her presence in my life. She has shown me that it's possible to find love again, even after the most devastating betrayal. The rain has stopped now, the sky clearing to reveal a sliver of moon. I step out onto the balcony, taking a deep breath of the fresh, clean air. The city lights twinkle below, a reminder of the endless possibilities that lie ahead. I'm Calloway, and I'm a survivor. I've been through hell and back, but I've emerged stronger and more resilient than ever before. I've learned that betrayal can be a catalyst for growth, that heartbreak can lead to healing, and that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope for a new beginning. And sometimes, that new beginning comes in the most unexpected form.